In continuation of my last video, don't get me wrong, polygamy can be detrimental. And I say this because of so many bad experiences that have come out of it. Again, before we continue on this topic, do consider to subscribe. And whilst you subscribe, do press the bell, the notification bell by the side, so you can be notified of future upcoming videos. For us to be able to tackle this discussion, we've got to take into consideration other people's experiences. There are so many people who have come out of the experience of polygamy. Their life has been made woeful, full of agony, pain, regret, mental torture that lingers on for life. There are cases of children that have been turned against one another, whereby one looks for a way of terminating the other. And there are some cases because of inheritance, because there are so many hands, and when I say hands, I mean children that want to get hold of their father's inheritance. It could be properties, it could be things as minimal as cars, it could be money, it could be anything. These children have been turned against one another because the mothers of these children have not been in good terms, because the mothers of these children have been envious of one another, of what they have achieved, how many children they have come to have for the same man, or of being favored by the husband over the other. So so many downside coming out of a polygamous home. I mean, I could go on and on. In the case of the women, there's a lot of antagonism going on. There's a lot of disdain, a lot of hate. Even some of these women venture into fetish things like using voodoo against one another. That's what they call the African magic. Anyways, there's actually a lot of downturn. The man's health is even put at great risk. So the man is not exempted. If you think the man is exempted, he's not. To him, the man seems to be having it all and enjoying life. It comes with a lot of consequences. And if you actually want to understand the depth of these consequences to being in a polygamous marriage, then you go take a look at the Old Testament of the Bible. Scientists also have proved that the Bible is an historical event of a certain group of people, and this certain group of people in the Bible is the Israelites. But if you dig deep, you find out it's actually that of African culture. Why? Because it still persists today. We can see a lot of traces of those historical narratives in the present day Africa. And in the same historical recorded event in the Bible, if one tends to read it with a greater understanding, you find that even the polygamy that existed in that time is a narrative that depicts the negativity behind that practice. Because you could see a lot of family wranglings, in some cases incest happening as well amongst the children. So if we have to come to a conclusion of this, which I think is not going to end in this episode, but if we have to come to a conclusion, these stories are actually teaching us that it's not a healthy path to take. Solomon in the Bible said it. He had 300 wives, and at the end of it all, he said it's all vanity, because he's tried it all. He's seen the pros and he's seen the cons. And his own entire conclusion was that it was all vanity. What that means is it's not worth it. They are just trivial and fetish, and it shows that it comes with a lot of life challenges. Life on its own, without this polygamy, is challenging enough, let alone adding this system of marriage into it. It becomes even more complicated. The question is, if we know polygamy comes with all this, Why is the present African culture still practicing it? Another question is, can it ever be eradicated? I don't think so. Yes, it can become illegal, but can it be eradicated? I doubt it. Because as humans, we have desires. And these desires could be negative or positive. And so some men still prefer that path. Regardless of other people's experiences, they still want to go through that path. So it becomes quite challenging to curtail and change. But these are ongoing practices that we as humans have to address, especially in the African culture, and evolve. We need to evolve. But do we discourage it or not? Because it does come with its pros as well. And in this era, some women still are economically disadvantaged, except for the ones that are on the advantage. Then these women that are now economically advantaged can say no to polygamy. With this, I say thank you very much for watching. I'll get to see you some other time. Take care now. Bye.